Hello, you guys. It's time to rise and thrive. I am Tricia Turner. This is the Rise and Thrive podcast because together we rise, together we thrive. And the purpose of this podcast is to bring you positivity, right? Ways to help you grow your business, improve your life, everything that you can think of positive related to the four most important things in my life, which is faith, family, finances, and fitness. Because without those things, in my opinion, you're missing some things. So today we are going to talk about listings. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence. We're in the real estate world. Those two things are critical if you want to build a successful real estate business. And I have my partner, Paul Simien, with me today. Hi, Paul.
Howdy. How's everything going?
Wonderful, of course. You guys, you'll notice on Paul's screen in his background, it's an image of Power Agent Playbook, which is going to be a little bit about what we're talking about today. Power Agent Playbook, we talked about it last week on the podcast because last week was our live event. It is something that we're doing live to help real estate agents grow their business, learn to be successful in real estate, and to build a business without buying leads, without spending money. Paul, why do you think artificial? And so Paul, just so you know, Paul teaches artificial intelligence. Paul, why do you think it is that artificial intelligence, number one, is so critical in today's real estate world? But secondly, why do you think it's so critical that they pay attention to who they're paying attention to?
Well, it's number one, it's super critical in all things of the world, but specifically in the real estate market. It's because, as all y'all know, it's very important whenever selling homes or selling any products is being the expert marketer. And a lot of times when you guys are thinking of different ways to really get a product out there or a brand out there, you need to use your creative side of your brain, and you need as much time as possible to do that. Well, the benefit of artificial intelligence is it takes the need for you to really focus on that the integration part of the brain or the implementation part of the brain, and really focus on your creativity. So it allows you to get a whole lot of your time back to create more captivating products that people love and are attracted to. The second part of your question is about paying attention to who you're paying attention to. Tricia is always following a lot of people, and just being honest with you, Tricia, you're always looking at everybody's product, seeing what they're putting out there, really trying to find the best tools, which every single one of y'all should. And Tricia always comes back to me and she tells me that this person is doing this or that person is doing that. And then with artificial intelligence, of course. And my response is what, Trish?
I don't know. What is your response?
Exactly. They don't know what the heck they're doing. A lot of people are great at marketing things and they tell you that they have the best AI product for you, but what they're trying to sell you or what they're trying to introduce you to is expired information. It's old data. Like just anybody that came to Power Agent Playbook, y'all heard me say multiple times that every slide presentation that I created, I don't know what, a year ago, 3 months ago, is outdated, and I had to create something brand new. So you have to pay attention to who you're paying attention to, because if those people aren't paying attention to the right people, then you're behind the curve.
And when you look at, so we do Power Agent Playbook the third Wednesday here in the Houston area of every month without fail from 11 to 1. We're going to feed you after we're done teaching you. But we've had a couple of people say, oh, I've already seen your workshop. Like I don't need to come to it again. Number one, you should come to things multiple times so it's actually ingrained in you. But like Paul just said, his presentation is completely different each time because it's changing so fast. And when you've been doing real estate for as long as I have, you never know what's going to come out of my mouth, because the way that Power Agent Playbook is designed is it's a strategy to teach the real estate agent 5 different categories, 5 things to make you enhance your business, have a solid business, and to grow your business. We start with artificial intelligence. We have a segment on working with flippers investors. How do you find them? How do you go about working with these buyers using social media? Of course, we have a segment taught by Javier about how to work your sphere of influence. And that's pretty much how Javier has grown his business. We have Maggie who talks about organizing the chaos, because most real estate agents are chaotic and they aren't good at structure, and there isn't any structure because you are your own boss. And of course, we end it with listings, because if you don't know how to become a listing specialist, you probably are not going to have a very long career in real estate, especially moving forward. Paul, where is it that you get this drive from to have such a hunger for artificial intelligence, and then to regurgitate it and teach it to the masses?
Well, the truth is, it's knowledge. And I'm a strong believer in knowledge is power. And for the longest, any knowledge that you wanted access to, for anybody in our generation or generations before that, it was behind lock and key, behind a password or a bill or some library somewhere where you didn't have the ability to get to. With AI, artificial intelligence, not only did it give you your time back, it also gives you access to resources that you would never have the opportunity to get to normally. So you could be in a third world country. You could be, I don't know, you could be in a neighborhood to where you're surrounded, the elements surrounding you are just negative. The people that you're talking to are negative. Everything about your life is negative, but you can go to this one source as long as you have internet and a laptop, and you can express all of your ideas to it, and it can find all that data, and it can help you create something that can assist you in getting out of your environment, or getting out of your problem, or getting out of your situation. Like, AI is moving so fast that it honestly could render a degree useless. It can render a lot of stuff that we've done in the past useless. And to know that, and to know that we've spent so much time up until this point focusing on where do we need to go to pay for this, to pay for that, in order to put me ahead of the game. We have this now, and to not take advantage of it, I think would be completely foolish on myself. My goal is, I want for my daughter to have the best life that she could ever have, in leaps and bounds, to far exceed anything that I've ever done in my life. And I want to be able to make sure that she understands how to utilize it. So I'm always going to advance, and I'm going to bring up anybody and everybody that I can that's willing to learn with me, because I believe that we are better together.
We definitely are. Fun fact, not so fun, but based on what you just said, I read this morning, for all you guys listening, data shows that 99% of the population believes that they're incapable of building their dream life. And so they just settle for average or mediocre. I will say that, based in, and of course I'm talking now real estate, but that fact, the 99% is the population, not just the real estate world. Real estate is a hard industry. It's a hard career. There's nothing easy about it. People behind the scenes were working a lot, because you've got to constantly be in front of people. Data also shows, though, that artificial intelligence, yes, it's fast as crap, and you've got to have it in your life, and you better know how to use it, or you're going to be eliminated. But also shows that the consumer in a real estate transaction understands the use of it in the reporting and all of that stuff, and it enhances what we do as far as like an assistant goes. But they want the real, genuine person. They don't want to see your AI image. They don't want to hear an AI voice. They want you to talk to them. They want you to have emotion. They want you to be the expert in your field. That's what Power Agent Playbook is to make sure that you're utilizing all your God-given abilities to be the master of your craft, to make sure that you're not only super successful in building your best life ever, but that you are training others to come right along with you. Right, Paul?
Yeah, for sure. I had this weekend, I had a funny dream about, there's a lot of And you do have the ability to create an avatar of yourself and display that, and kind of get your time back by not recording those videos. And I had a funny vision over the week. Well, actually, I was in the gym, and it was about real estate agents. And the funny part is, a lot of real estate agents that you'll meet, you'll see their social media and you'll see their business card, and then when you see them in person, it's a completely different person. I I had a vision of somebody sending a AI recorded video to their potential client, and then they show up in a walker. But that was random. But the whole point of it, the whole point of what we're talking about, is that you have to, the consumer wants that real person. They want that interaction with the real person that understands them and knows them, and you should show that at every opportunity that you can get. And remember that artificial intelligence is not your boss. It does not tell you what to do. It is your assistant, and its job is to assist you in making your life better, making your life more streamlined, to improve your processes and procedures, not to change your video.
No. So, you guys, if you're in real estate, which hopefully you are, that's why you're consuming this content, it's coming up on fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, you can have a really great fourth quarter, or you can have a not so great fourth quarter. It's all going to be up to you. In the real estate industry, it is cyclical, even though the last 3 years have been something we haven't seen since 2015. It is still cyclical. And typically from like second week of August until sometimes the second week of September, we have a little bit more of a quiet time because people are going back to school. End of summer is here. A lot of families move before the school year starts so that they can start school in a different school. So it's the same every year, this little bit of quiet time. However, then we catch a second win for fourth quarter, people that get bonuses at the end of the year, people that want to be in their home for the holidays, people that want to be able to move during that first and second semester if it's school related. So definitely a second wind is coming. I was at a new construction a couple of hours ago and talking to the sales rep in there who runs a big business in there. And he said, we're really getting busier all of a sudden. Interest rates have moved just a little bit, but it's enough that we're seeing more activity. Y'all, interest rates are really good compared to where we've seen them for the last 3 years. And it's still a buyer's market out there. So you've got to get out there and talk to sellers. There are a ton of listings, depending on where you are. Here in our Houston market, there are a ton of listings we actually just hit an all-time high right now. There are a ton of listings on the market, and there are a ton of homes that have failed to sell in the last 2 years that still want to sell. So you need to be looking for these things. That's how you build a pipeline. And we teach about that stuff at Power Agent Playbook. At the last Power Agent Playbook, we talked about a webinar. I did a webinar a couple of weeks ago about listings, and I kind of walked through an exact strategy on how to find listings for free. This last Power Agent Playbook, we talked about RPR and using that, and most people don't know what it is. Most people don't teach it, and they certainly don't know how to use it correctly or use some of the strategies that we teach. And so we're going to do a webinar on RPR, how to master door knocking and what to actually take when you're door knocking for listings. Paul, when is that webinar? And it's free.
So fun fact, Scott, yes, you are right, Scott. AI isn't taking our jobs, but it's taking those who refuse to take our jobs. That's absolutely correct. Because those folks that aren't using AI won't have the time to keep up with people like you, Scott, that are using AI. And as far as that webinar of RPR, what y'all don't understand, everybody that's against using ChatGPT or anything else, and embedded in RPR is what, Tricia?
Artificial intelligence.
Doggone right. And Tricia's going to show y'all how to use that artificial intelligence to turn leads into listings. That is the name of it, leads to listings. And if y'all are interested in registering for that webinar, to where she's going to take you on a deep dive into how Tricia Turner actually trains the agents of Tricia Turner Group and shows them how to take all these people that you would have never thought you had an opportunity with and turn them into clients. She's going to do that. So on that link in the comments, go ahead and click that bad boy and register. That event is going to be September 4th at high noon.
So you can have your lunch, because you should be hunting in the morning, right? If you're a listing specialist, you're hunting in the morning, hunting for people. You got to hunt for your appointment. So you should be getting your mind right until, depending on when you get up, somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30 is your mind right session, or preparing for your calls, or whatever you've got to do. 9:30 at the latest, you're making calls and you're hunting for people to go on appointments with. And you should be going on appointments at 1, 3, 5, and 7 if you absolutely have to. That's how you live a balanced life. So we're going to do a webinar at 12 because we don't want to disrupt your hunting time, and we don't want to disrupt your morning time. I mean, your appointment time. Your noon time should be for lunch if that's what you want, or checking your emails. That's why you're on a schedule for the day. It's going to be about what, 45 minutes, Paul?
About 45 minutes to an hour. And we're going to leave time at the end to really care about everybody that registers and shows up. If you guys have current issues with your deals, or you're having trouble with your current listing, your sellers aren't listening to you, we'll stick around and Tricia will answer any questions that you have.
Yeah. So go to the link in the comments below. And if you are in Houston and you want to come to the next Power Agent Playbook, because remember, it's the third Wednesday of every month. It'll be September 17th. Location to be determined. We're working on one right now. We'll have it figured out by Friday. So watch for the graphics on that. Make sure and register, because definitely we fill up and then you'll be stuck in standing room only. So come early and stay late. Right, Paul? Any last thoughts?
I will say, I'll give y'all a quick tip about artificial intelligence. If any of you all if you use OpenAI's ChatGPT and you are used to the model 4 being extra friendly and nice and very receptive to your emotions, and now that the upgrade has come to 5 and it's no longer speaking to you in the same manner, just know that was a change in the software. Your ChatGPT did not change. You did not lose any of your history. The way that it is designed to respond back is completely different. ChatGPT 5 is an extreme upgrade, and now it has the capabilities to program on a very high level. So if there's any of you guys that are out here right now that are creating a bunch of products and you're wanting to really break into that next level and you're planning on making a app or anything like that, give me a holler and I'll show you how to use your ChatGPT to do that. So fun fact, it is your new programmer.
All right, you guys, get out there, make some appointments, make some calls, mark your calendars for September 4th at noon for the webinar if you want to learn about RPR, how to get listings, leads, all that stuff, and have an amazing day.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.